Alright. Testing, testing. Today, in Geometry Dash, I'm gonna be jumping from Bloodroom. Let me show you. My current hardest is Bloodroom by Hero Zombie 80. Now, Bloodroom is a pretty easy hard demon. So I'm jumping to this. Hold on. From this to Red World by Sari. So I already have a practice run on this. So let's do it. So today I'm doing another practice run. Today I'm going to be doing another practice run. To get better at this. Oh, this requires... pretty high CPS waves. I think it won't be until maybe July, late July, early August until I beat this. Cause it's a pretty big jump. I mean, a hard demon to an extreme demon. Oh man, I placed the checkpoint in the wrong spot. Now, what if Sari was never clear? I decided to play this before I played Red World Rebirth. To see if I actually want to play Red World Rebirth. Oh, I did it! Now here's one of the... And here's where it's... Now here's the reason why it's an extreme demon. And here's one of the reasons why it's an extreme demon. You have to keep your clicks consistent. Otherwise, you might lose track on which gravity you are. And you don't want to miss... Halfway through the level, by the way. Now, Geometry Dash practice mode isn't really about completing a level. It's really about setting your future self up to complete it, to get past a certain section in one attempt. So this is what really makes it an extreme demon. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Alright, alright. I've also saved a video of Red World with clicks. Oh, this timing. What if Sari was legit? I see the video on what if Sari was legit. Ooh. Now this is the hardest part of the entire level. I need to get very consistent at it. If I want to successfully jump. Oh, this is the hardest section. It would have been a lot better if it was the mini swing. But this was made in whatever update. This is the hardest section. This is why the level used to be impossible. Oh, I will be so mad if I fail here. That's already a top 700 part, maybe even 600. This is a major choke point. Major! I keep releasing too early! And now I'm doing it too late. And now I'm doing it too late. I started releasing too early, and now I'm releasing too late. That's practically a frame perfect. Now I understand why this level used to be impossible. Let's try and get a new best. Everything past 50% is definitely what makes it an extreme demon. Because the first 50% is hard demon, maybe even insane demon gameplay. But after 50% is what makes it an extreme demon. But imagine if this were made in 2.2, and instead of the dual ball, it just used the mini swing copter. It would be a lot easier. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, 17. And by the way, this is day 1. I want to get more consistent, or I want to get extremely consistent after 50%. Because if I don't, then I'm cooked. And I need to memorize where to go in that ship part. I keep going up. But we have to remember, this is an extreme demon. This is an extreme demon. Extreme demons have very specific paths that you have to follow in order to be correct. But of course, if you do a path that wasn't intended by the creator, it's called a swag route. Should I do one of those videos where it's whatever level, but all of my attempts? I feel like I'm gonna die there a lot, unless it gets consistent. Also, no, I'm not flexing on anybody with the ball I'm using. I just have a lot of ball knowledge. Please laugh. So, as I said, today's day 1, and it's probably going to take till maybe early to mid-August for me to finally beat this. Because this is a pretty huge jump. 28 on the first day?! I won't expect to see any new bests after I get to 50%. Because this level is extremely difficult. Because after 50% is difficult. And this is just the easiest extreme demon, according to the official rankings. That's right, Red World is at the bottom. So there are 2 ways to go at that beginning. the first 2 clicks. You can either go up or down. You can either go down from this way or up from the other way. I think I'll go up from down. By the way, this is not the biggest jump. The biggest jump is probably the title screen to Bloodbath, which is pretty, because everyone and their mother is beating Bloodbath. Yeah, I'm skipping the Insane Demons. I'm tired of pretending to like Insane Demons. I'm so tired of pretending to like Insane Demons. Some Insane Demons are hard enough to be extremes. And extreme demons have at least 20 different subcategories. Wait, what? You can... Consistency is what I need to beat this. Consistency is really the solution for every other extreme demon. I'm getting consistent at this already. Ah, now everything looks weird because this entire level is red. By the way, another thing about this level is that the song ends before the level. There are some other old levels that do that. I'm considering beating a former top 1. The level I'm talking about is BP Night. That's right. BP Night was the top 1 in 2013. Now it's unrated. I believe it's been unrated for a long time. So yeah, for those of you who don't know what jumping is where you go from your current hardest and you beat a level that's jumping is where you beat a level that's way harder than your current hardest. Nowadays, pretty much anything is considered a jump. What was that? What did I just do? And I did it again, by the way. Now there are 3 methods to get past the first 2 clicks. And where am I going? Imagine if that's a frame perfect. And I just don't know. So I believe there are 3 main reasons on why I'm jumping. There are about 3 main reasons on why I'm jumping. Now, the first reason is so that I can get better at the game. Because lately I've been progressing slowly. Medium demons are too easy, hard demons are too difficult. Insane demons look and feel like extreme demons. So I've decided to jump. And then there's partial recognition. I want to be recognized more in the Geometry Dash community for jumping from a hard demon to an extreme demon. But imagine if RobTop does to Red World what he did to Ice Carbon Diablo X. It downgrades it to an insane. Oh, I almost got a new best. Leave your predictions in the comments on how many attempts this will take. Because Bloodroom took me about 2,200 attempts. I'm pretty sure this will take me over 50,000. And where am I going? My hand's starting to hurt. I need stretch. Let's switch to the keyboard. Switch to keyboard. While I give my right hand a bit of a break. How far can I get with spacebar? Oh my goodness! Okay, I'm going back to mouse. I might switch to keyboard for that UFO part. For that UFO part only. Because it's pretty fast. Well, the clicking is pretty fast. I was told the definition of insanity today. It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But if insanity didn't exist, neither would the GD community. Because Geometry Dash is pretty much doing hundreds of attempts, expecting completion. No, I need to rub my eye. No! Not during this. Not while I'm playing Geometry Dash. It's really annoying when you have to do that. When you're playing a hard level and you suddenly have to scratch your eye. but you can't because you're too locked in. Hopefully I can get it. So, there are a bunch of parts that I need to get consistent on. No, I don't mean not get consistent. I don't need to get consistent on those parts. I really need to get consistent on those parts. Because those are the hardest parts of the level. Those parts are everything after 50%. Those parts are literally everything after 50%. So, the second half of the level. The first half is just insane demon gameplay. The second half is what makes it formally impossible. And those triple spikes. How am I failing on triple spikes? Let's name some jumps. Title screen to Bloodbath. Currently the hardest jump. The biggest, actually. Zoink's iconic Bloodbath to Zodiac. This underrated player just jumped from Bloodbath to Zodiac. Deadlocks to Bloodbath. Stereo Madness to Bloodbath. I'm not sure if those two, if any of those two actually happened. But I know people joke about it. They say, I just beat Deadlocked. Now I'm gonna play Bloodbath. Bloodbath is too hard for me. Currently. Imagine how much harder this level would be if you were red-green colorblind. New best! New best! New best! Whoo! That's a fluke right there. My previous best was 31, and now I have 32%. This level would actually be much harder if you were red-green colorblind. It'll probably just look like black. Or it'll probably just look like gray with a little bit of black every now and then because of the spikes. And my icons. I'm getting consistent at the first part already. This underrated player, this actually underrated player, that's right, I would consider myself an underrated player. I'm decent at the game, but I don't get talked about. Only people from where I live know me. Okay, one more run of the UFO, and I'll be getting off. Ah, now blue looks weird. Blue looks all purpley. Blue looks all purpley. Because I've stared at a red level for so long. Outro time! Thanks for watching. Goodbye!